Gurudev, on behalf of the entire NRIVA community, we wholeheartedly welcome you, and it's been an honor and privilege to have you with us this afternoon. And I hope you had a pleasant flight, and it's truly our blessing, and we need your blessings for the entire community to go on. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you. Gurudev, you have been traveling across very, very widely, more than 130 countries. Out of your experience, what are the several distinguishing factors that this country, United States of America, has to offer to its citizens and all Indian Americans?
Yeah, I'll come to that question. First, let us pray to the Mother Divine. Today is the first day of Ashadha Masa. And you are doing this Ashadha Masa is, as you all know, is more for Devi. Ashadha Shukravara. Friday is celebrated in all Devi temples. Kada? So let's all together chant Om 3 times. Let's sit comfortably, easily. Close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath in. शिवत्वं गुरुत्वं च शक्तित्वमेव त्वमेवासि माता पिता च त्वमेव त्वमेवासि बन्धुर्त्वमेवासि विद्या गतिर्मे मतिर्देवी सर्वं त्वमेव. You may slowly open your eyes. You know, Vasavi community, Arya Vaishya community, is one of the most social-minded, service-minded community in India. Not now, from time immemorial. If you see the temples or tanks, they were all, and chatras, chautris, are all built by the Vaishya community. And the Vaishya community has mother's blessing, Devi's blessing. You see Devi, the way she is standing. In one hand she has Kamalam, lotus. Another hand she has Shuka. Shuka is the parrot. Shuka symbolizes Shruti, means knowledge. Lotus symbolizes love and heart value. See, as human beings, we need two things, very important. What? One is sharpness of the mind, intellect. Another is a heart to live life, to love and live life. Kada? Huh? Your mind always wants something new. You take pride in the latest gadget. And you take pride in the old friend. Oh, this is the old temple అని చెప్తాం మేము. చాలా పురాతన మందిరం అండి మనది. అంటే we take pride in the oldest temple, oldest songs, oldest ritual, culture, everything. So heart longs for old, mind goes for something new. కదా? అందరూ వింటా ఉన్నారా? ఇక్కడే ఉండాలి, బయటికి వెళ్ళొద్దు. మేము మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నామంటే మనము ఎక్కడో వెళ్తుంది. మన అటెన్షన్ స్పాన్ చాలా తగ్గింది ఇప్పుడు కదా. అందరికీ తెలుగు వస్తుంది కదా. అటెన్షన్ స్పాన్ పెరగాలంటే ధ్యానం ప్రాణాయామం చేయాలి. అది చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటే మన అటెన్షన్ స్పాన్ బాగా ఉంటుంది. You all have this experience, right? Young people, you are talking to somebody and they are not there. How many of you had this experience? మేమేమో మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటాము, వినేవాళ్ళు అక్కడ ఉండలేదు. అట్లా అవ్వకూడదు. దానికే see, before the attention span was 40 minutes and today it is only 40 seconds. You know why we had classrooms for only 40 minutes? 40-45 minutes తర్వాత బెల్ కొడతారు. Means our attention span was supposed to be 40 minutes and not more than that. But today it is 40 seconds, especially in America. In the school, they keep all the big balls. Once I saw in Washington, D.C., the school, we had the big World Culture Festival. Then I wanted to visit some school. I went to see the school. You had to go through all the metal detector and అక్కడ చూస్తే అని బాల్ ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ రూమ్లో ఉంటుంది కదా బాల్, దానిపైన కూర్చొని జంప్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు పిల్లలు. అండ్ ఫర్ ద సీట్ దే పుట్ ద బాల్స్. ఐ సెడ్, వై ద బాల్స్? దిస్ ఈస్ ఎ క్లాస్ రూమ్. నో, దే సెడ్, బికాస్ అవర్ చిల్డ్రన్స్ అటెన్షన్ స్పాన్ ఈజ్ సో లెస్. దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు లిసన్ టు వాట్ ద టీచర్ ఈజ్ సేయింగ్. Because of too much of media, too much of computer and all this, the mind gets bombarded, and then the attention span tagutundi. That is what we need to change. So, Shuka in the hand of Devi indicates full attention and repetition. It's a parrot, repeat like a parrot. Kada? Parrot is what? It is keeping the ancient tradition. And lotus symbolizes the newness of the heart. So, old and new together makes life beautiful. And one hand, there is abhayahasta. భయపడొద్దు, నేనున్నాను అని అభయ ముద్ర. ఇంకా వరద ముద్ర అని, నేను ఇస్తా ఉన్నాను, మీకు ఏం కావాలి అడగండి, నేను అన్నీ ఇస్తాను మీకు అని చెప్తా ఉంది అమ్మ. మీన్స్ ఐ గివ్ యూ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వాట్ యు వాంట్. హ్యావ్ పేషెన్స్. సో when we have devotion, I tell you, all that you need, you get. Today, there is so much anxiety. Kada? Anxiety, tension, nervous breakdown. Ekkada chuste akkada, anni jagalu. People are saying, oh, I have anxiety attacks. Palpitation, anxiety attack. You should remember Vasavi మా వాట్ షీ సేయింగ్ అభయ ముద్ర, భయపడొద్దు, డోంట్ వరీ, నేనున్నాను, డోంట్ వరీ అని చెప్తుంది. సో యూ కీప్ దిస్ ఇన్ మైండ్ వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ శ్రీ వాసవి మూర్తి, యూ షుడ్ ఫీల్ నో నీడ్ టు బి యాంగ్షియస్. Got it? Huh? Any of your youngsters, if they feel anxiety, just show them Vasavi picture. Vasavi Murti. అమ్మగారు ఉన్నారు, ఏమీ భయపడద్దు. ఇంపేషన్స్ ఉంటుంది, అన్సర్టనిటీ ఉంటుంది, దానికి కూడా వరద హస్తం. నేను ఇస్తా ఉన్నానయ్యా, నేనున్నాను, నేను ఇస్తా ఉన్నాను, నువ్వేం కావాలి అన్నీ అడుగు అని అమ్మ చెప్తా ఉంది. అది కూడా మనకు కనుక్కోవాలి. ఏమి, హౌ మెనీ డింట్ నో వాట్ వాసవి మూర్తి రిప్రజెంటెడ్ సో ఫార్? రైజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్, లెట్ మీ సీ హౌ మెనీ డింట్ నో దిస్. చూడండి, మనకు తెలీదు. ఎందుకోసం మేము ఆరతి చేస్తాము? పిల్లలు అడిగితే తెలీదు, ఏమో మన పెద్దవాళ్ళని చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, దానికి నేను కూడా చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను అని నేను చెప్పేస్తాము. లెట్ మై లైట్స్ ఆఫ్ మై లైఫ్ మూవ్ అరౌండ్ యూ ఆల్ ద టైమ్. దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ వి ప్రే ఇన్ ఆరతి. ఆరతి మీన్స్ real pleasure, real happiness. Happiness is when our mind, our consciousness is drenched in divinity. ఆ దైవీ కటాక్షము, కృప నా పైన ఉంది అని కనుక్కోవాలి. ఆ విశ్వాసం ఉన్న నమ్మికే చెప్తా. విశ్వాసం ఉండేప్పుడు అన్నీ జరుగుతుంది. మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా నా తెలుగు? ఇది కొంచెం బెంగళూరు తెలుగు, కొంచెం అలాగే ఉంటుంది. వ్యత్యాసంగా ఉంటుంది, అవును కదా? బెంగళూరు తెలుగు కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. But I wish all the young people here in America from the VA community, Vasavi community, you should learn your language. You should learn your music, culture. And of course, you like all the food. You know, when I was growing up, we had Vasavi community people very close to us. They would make very nice chakli, very nice food. Every festival, they make so many different type of food. And that was always appreciated and very nicely made. The shape of chakli, if it is done by Vasavi, anybody from Vasavi community will be perfect. So we are very good in food, we are very good in business. Business is in your DNA. You must remember this. The community's DNA has business not from now, from millenniums. They've always been doing business. And business goes along with charity. Whenever someone grows in business, you know, when you ask them, how did you grow the business? A VA community person, you know what he will say? పెద్దవాళ్ళు చేసిన పుణ్యాలు, దానికే మనం బిజినెస్ బాగా జరుగుతా ఉంది అని చెప్తారు. అవునా? మీరు కూడా చెప్తారా అట్లా? మనదేం లేదండి, పెద్దవాళ్ళందరూ చేశారు, వాళ్ళు చేసే పుణ్యము మనకు ఇదే నీ ఫలిస్తూ ఉంది ఇప్పుడు అని మేము చెప్తాం. That you must keep. I am so glad to hear when I was coming, I said they are going to have Shashti Purti and Sahasra Chandra Darshan all the people with 60, 70 years, they are going to have some celebration after this program. I said, this is very good, very nice. Should be maintained. This should be done. I'm sure people would be Purti done in such a beautiful occasion when you are getting together. So you are grateful and you don't get into that ego trip, "Oh, I made a business." No, you always say, my business is flourishing because my elders, my parents, my ancestors did something good to the society. Their merits we are enjoying. Somebody put the tree and now we are enjoying the fruit of the tree. You know, that keeps us humble. That keeps us, see, these are so scientific. If you, psychologically, it is so uplifting. Otherwise, even today, some small progress in somebody's life, they don't care for their parents. As a name chesanu, meerem chesaru naaku. Everything I did it. I was self-made man. My parents didn't do anything for me. This type of denouncing, blaming their own roots, people don't stand along. They can't survive, sustain for too long. So we must be grateful for our mentors, our ancestors, our parents. And that is very strong in the community. Kada? Unda? Ikkada kuda undi kada? Amerikala? Adi pettukovali. So this honoring your family tree, honoring the culture, and giving credit to our elders for their charitable work. Similarly, you do charity, so that when you do charity, that merit, you can pass on some wealth to children. But along with wealth, there should be merit also. If you pass on only wealth, not merit, it's not going to sustain for too long. What we need to pass on to our younger generation? Next generation? Wealth, of course, along with wealth, merit also. And merit, when we do merit, it's not only helping us, it also helps our young people. As business people, you need two important things. One is intuitive ability that comes with devotion, gratefulness, meditation, and all this. Intuitive ability. Then innovative spirit. You know, today, if the Vaishya community is suffering because we forgot the innovative spirit. పిల్లలు ఏమైనా చెప్తే నువ్వుకేం తెలుసయ్యా, నేను చేస్తా ఉన్నాను, ఒక 10 సంవత్సరాలు అంటే నేను బిజినెస్ చేస్తాను, నువ్వుకేం తెలుసు అని వాళ్ళని వదిలేస్తాము. We ignore young people's demands that you should not do. Elders should respect young people. Be innovative. If you hold on to only the old traditional way and not be innovative in the business, your business cannot, survive or progress. What do you say? Do you all agree? Huh? So encourage different businesses. Suppose you are doing one business, don't limit to that, because you have capability to do many businesses. If you have a cloth business, don't limit. Go to jewelry also. If you are doing jewelry business, don't limit. Go into food business. If you are into that, also go into technology, IT business. So you have that mindset to go into different businesses. Don't squash it or suppress it when it is coming up in young people. I have seen this problem with your community. Young people are so frustrated because they feel that the elders are not agreeing with them when they want to start some new business. Amy, am I correct? How many of you see that? Even many of you who have come here from India, I am sure many of your parents did not agree. ఎందుకు అక్కడ ఇక్కడ వెళ్తా ఉన్నావు, ఇక్కడే మా బిజినెస్ ఉంది, యూ డెవలప్ దిస్ ఓన్లీ. అవునా? How many of you have been told this? Look at that. So, even in India today, business is slipping out of the Vaishya community's hand. I'm telling you. Because you are stuck with the old ideas and you are not accepting new ideas that your young people are coming up with. I face this all the time. Young people from your community, they say, ఏం చేసేది నాయన గారు, వాళ్ళు ఏమో ఈజ్ నాట్ విన్నరు, నా మాట విన్నరు. You must change that. As American VA, you must change this tendency of not listening to children and thinking only you know the business. Take ideas from them also. Keep an open mind. మీకు నచ్చిందా ఈ సజెషన్? I know youngsters అందరూ, all the youngsters are liking it, right? ఇప్పుడు అడగండి.
So, Gurudev, just recollecting from what you have just said, while we all have to remember our roots, respect our parents, you have been very affirmingly saying that we also need to eat into our kids' decisions as well. So, most of the families here, they have a lot of reconciliation issues with the kids once they grow as young individuals. These young individuals, being in the mainstream, they have a different perspective of interfaith marriages, which our generation people and the cultural heritage from where we come from don't align with. So, what is the solution for this? Should the kids change their ways or the elders align with them?
There has to be a middle path. If some kids are totally bent on doing marriage with some other, people, then if you put too much restriction, they'll be unhappy. Our main goal is our children should be happy. At the same time, you have to see that the community as a genes, as a particular tradition, you have to maintain that. So, I would say you have to maintain this and you have to give freedom also on the other hand. So somewhere middle path is what would be best here.
So, if you don't mind, what in your perspective would be an ideal middle path?
So, no, first you show them that there are many people in your own community, you see, and nothing works out, then they have their mind fixed on somebody else, then you can't stop them. You can't stop them, not make them miserable. So you have to see what, it's a case by case you have to take. There is no general rule that you can apply here. See, certain barriers we create in our mind from the childhood, and some of them are good. Like if you are vegetarian, right? So you put a barrier, you are vegetarian, or you are a teetotaler, you will not drink alcohol. So when that barrier is there, then you go with that. You take that barrier out when they are young, you allow them to drink, and later on you say, oh, you should not drink, then it becomes more difficult. That's why the Bal Sanskar Kendras, where from children, from childhood, certain, barriers we create so that our mindset, our energy is focused in that direction.
Gurudev, in this country, it's a land of opportunities for all ages. And it's a common habit for most of the parents to enroll their kids into numerous activities during their upbringing. Whereas most of the people who come from India, they have a very relaxed childhood. In your opinion, what should the path be? Where should we let the children be at much more ease, or should we really expose them to all possible activities that they can, and so that it will be helpful for them to choose their path once they grow up?
Again, here, middle path, I would say. Again, here. It's good children here learn as many skills, as many talents as possible. Like, for example, kids here, they learn swimming. Not every child learns swimming in India. Here, children should learn music. Not every child learns music in India. Now it is changing there also. At the same time, you can have a more relaxed life. That also must be there. No point in creating too much activity and they get so tensed and stressed and nervous breakdown happens to them. That we must see in this country, the biggest challenge is mental health issues. That is where we are teaching in so many schools and universities in America, 108 universities in America, about 9 universities in Canada. They're all teaching our courses, our pranayama, our meditation, yoga. This is needed today because children become so hyper. Also, one more thing, don't let them be on the screen for too long. Social media and screen, you should limit them. No more social media after 9 p.m. No more, not before 9 a.m. Like that, you know what the research says? If you keep gazing at the screen for too long, you don't blink. When you don't blink, that part of your brain which is responsible for creativity start to shut down. So you become less and less creative and then less and less attentive also. దానికి వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పిల్లలందరికీ మీరు ఈ సెల్ ఫోన్ ఇచ్చేది ఇది చూడు అది చూడు అని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయొద్దండి. ఓకే.
Gurudev, while women empowerment has created significant trends across the world, very honestly, men have been very much tired in this country where, women have been given an equal path in terms of their daily, mainstream activities. So most of the families, they struggle to find the right balance where women and men try to the way how they try to treat each other and the kind of harmony that they try to have in their homes because of this very stressful lifestyle. So how do we balance this?
This is not just here. This type of restlessness and things have, even in India, it has become big. Forget about those days when, only men's word will happen in the house. Women would simply listen and follow. No more. And there is no going back on it. And it is in a way good. Women's voices are heard and women have their empowerment. But that doesn't mean rebelliousness or disrespect for each other. See, there should be mutual respect and mutual understanding, and all this can happen effortlessly when you hold on to the traditional values, cultural values.
Gurudev, as you know, we all come from the Vasavi community where predominantly doing business has been in our DNA. One question that constantly keeps lingering in our mind is, after growing to a certain point, what percentage of monies should we again reinvest back into our business for our growth, and what percentage should we really start giving out charities?
This is entirely up to you. According to Vedic tradition, it is said, when you earn some money, you keep 20% of that for apatkal. Apatkal means savings. 20% you give it to your children. And 20% you spend for yourself. And then 10% they said, Dashamsham. Dashamsham means 10%. 10% you give for charity. And it is up to you, 10% of total revenue or 10% of your profit or whatever. That you have to see, whatever is convenient to you. But some amount everyone must give. Like, it's called Stri Dhanam. Stri Dhanam means they give some money to women to keep God in the house. The women saves it. Women are better savers. They spend also and they save also. They are expert in both. Spending also, saving also. So keep some key, give the treasury key to women. See, in our tradition, all the important ministries are with women only. Defense ministry is with Durga. Finance ministry is with Lakshmi. Education ministry is with Saraswati. And what is left? Nothing more. So, women and 10% or anything that is convenient, it should be. Must be more than 3%. That is also said. Not, you can't say 1% I'll give you. Then your profit will also be 1% only. So, more than 3% and anywhere up to 10%, you should do it in charity.
Thank you, Gurudev. This is really heartening to, listen to, a visionary like you, where it really sets good goals for our entire community. Gurudev, because of the several political conditions that exist here, which vary across state to state, depending upon who governs, there are several laws which define all our individuals, and it restricts several capabilities. For example, youth, until they are 21, they are not even able to access or even able to touch a lot of drinks here. But at the same time, in few of the states, once they turn 18, they are able to make decisions which are able to change their gender affirmation. How should the Indian American community reconcile with these kind of laws and at the same time be compliant to this soil?
I would say this is a mistaken identity crisis. You are only thinking of your body, and then you go on the gender for or against it. You must know that you are more than body, you are the spirit. And spirit transcends the gender. And this is where people who are confused about their gender because they don't go beyond the body and experience the spiritual level. When they experience the spiritual level, they find your subtle body or your soul is beyond Strilingam and Pullingam. And that gives you rest, that gives you peace, that gives you the bliss and satisfaction which you need. You know, those people who want to change their gender, I don't blame them. They have that urge because they see that they are not this gender that they are born with. That is true. Because everyone is born out of both mother and father. They have both mothers and fathers aspect in them. That is why we call Ardhanarishwara. Inside you there is a feminine aspect and there is a male aspect also. By changing the physical gender, it's not going to work for you. Whatever the physical gender is there, when you go beyond this, Sukshma Shariram, then you understand your spirit, your light. మీరు జ్యోతి స్వరూపము అని మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. అప్పుడు ఇదన్నీ వదిలేసి మేము ముందుకు వెళ్తాము. It will happen. Then this whole problem of changing the sex change and gender change, all these issues will not come at all. You see who you are truly. You are beyond and you are just light. And that is the craving for the light, craving for pure love is what makes the young people get so confused and then they become so miserable. Bring them to spiritual practices. You will see this issue will be solved right then and there.
Gurudev, when communication stops, conflict starts. India has faced for over 500 years the Rama Janmabhoomi deadlock. And with your insights and with the help of what the Supreme Court has appointed you as one of the mediator, could you please shed some light? What were some of the conflict resolving skills that you really used to really create a truce between both the parties and realize the greatest temple that we all have and we can cherish for the rest of the life?
This is very interesting. Are you all here? You want me to tell you, share with you some secrets? Secret means, you know, our ears stand up, right? Yes, Supreme Court, when they appointed me for the mediation, I said, I am not a lawyer, I am not a law student, I am more physics, more science. But the Chief Justice said, no, Gurudev, you have to do it. They showed me 18 big trunks. Said, Gurudev, these are the files for Ram Janmabhoomi. And some has to be translated from Persian, from Urdu to English. Even if I put all the judges study this, it will take us 2 years. Hearing is after that. So he said, it's a humongous job. You please talk to the people and bring them to just a few points, and then we will take it forward. I said, okay. There were 26 different parties to this conflict. So we started almost 8 hours, 9 hours every day, morning 9 to 12 hours even, evening 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. We were sitting with the parties, talking to them. And I met during this time, I met 1,200 imams from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Assam to Gujarat. Met all the imams. And then I told them, look, this place is Ram's birthplace. Even if you build a mosque, nobody is going to go there. Why don't you give it to? And then they have agreed. In fact, but they had a condition. They said that you should not ask for other mosques. I said, in Hindu community, there is not one authority like Pope or an Imam. So we can't give that. I may say, okay, we will not. But if you depend on that, that is not possible because we have 1,000 different sects. And finally, we convinced them, we spoke to them, they agreed. But they never asked for land, 5 acres of land. Nobody asked. Muslims said, no, we don't need land. We have money, we have many mosques, we don't need. But I insisted, no, you must get, no, we will give. I told the Supreme Court, we have to give them 5 acres. They asked me why. Because nobody is demanding. Why to give? I said, not now. After 100 years, some youth will stand up and said, our place has been taken away by them. I said, I want to nib at the bud any cause of militancy in the future. And then all the Gulf countries will also ask, see, that was a land where 400 years a mosque was there. Now, suddenly, how can you take it away? So now you have given here 2.5 acres, and in return you are getting 5 acres. I told the Muslim brothers, look, even if when we go to temple, we want to take blessings, dua lete hain, so we give some dakshina and then take blessings. So when you are relinquishing this land, we want to give you 5 acres of land. Because Chief Justice Venkatachalaya and others said, you can't give this land to Hindus unless they agree. Because whatever evidence you may find underneath, they were in possession for 400 years. He said, even if somebody lives in a place for 12 years, the law says they have some right over the place. Here they are there 400 years. How can you give it away? You have to get them signed. Relinquish that. And then all the judges came to me and told me, Gurudev, aap hi kuch kariye. You have to do something. Then we initiated this. I spoke to the person, Sunni Waqf Board chairperson, and he relinquished it without his own lawyer knowing. I know if a movie is ever made, it will be so funny. It will be more funnier than the Three Idiots movie. The whole sequence was very, very funny. To say everything in short, it all happened very well. And we submitted the report. Supreme Court was very pleased. And they said, we are all very pleased, very happy. Justice Bobde said, Gurudev, if you are here, we will all touch your feet. You made the whole thing happen very smoothly for us. I said, when we develop communication, then there is no need of prolonging any conflict. Conflict can all be resolved.
Gurudev, we all as humans, we always try to stay very competitive in our own respective fields of business and trade, wherever we are. Does that even apply the same for you in your line of spiritualism?
Say that again.
Staying competitive between your peers who are into spiritualism.
This is a field there is no competition. Because there is no two. Right? That's it.
On a lighter note, did you happen to have a dialogue with Sadhguru after his post-surgery? And we wanted to just know how he's doing.
No, not much, but I wish them by message. I sent a message, get well soon, like that. Otherwise, no.
Thank you.
They are different, they have a different path. And we are Vedic and they are doing some Tantric, so they are different.
So, Gurudev, during the November 26 attacks on the Taj in India, there was a very famous personality in terms of a couple who claimed that they used all your intuition techniques, which really helped them to free away from the captivity. Could you please explain how we all
listen, give miracle a chance. Miracles cannot be explained. If you explain, it is no miracle. Okay? Good. And life is full of miracles, not one or two.
Thank you, Guru. I'm done with the to follow.
I'll do some meditation.
Do some little bit meditation. What is the time now? 1:40.
No, it's
12:40.
12:40.
12:40 means you can do 10 minutes.
For lunch.
What time is your lunch? You're not hungry, right?
No. Everybody.
Okay. Now we do meditation. You can't get up in the middle and go. Anybody has to go, should go now. Otherwise, 10 minutes you're all stuck to your place. Okay?
Close all the doors. Please be seated for the meditation with Gurudev.
So let's sit comfortably and easily. Let's sit comfortably, easily. Relax your body. Shoulders relaxed. And eyes closed. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Relax your shoulders. Eyes closed, body relaxed. Become aware of the weight of your body, whatever that is. 60 kilos, 130 pounds, 150 pounds, whatever it is. Let's take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, place the weight of your body on the chair you are sitting. Honor your own body. Your body is a precious gift to you from nature. Become aware of the air all around your body. And inside your body. Honor your own breath. Our body is like the wick of a candle. The mind is like the glow all around it. Whatever thoughts are coming in the mind, just let them come. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, just embrace them all. And take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let's take another deep breath in and chant Om. Om. Relax more and more. And keep a big smile on your face. Let's take our attention to the top of the head. And become aware of the empty space above the head. Relax and let go. Next couple of minutes, there is nothing to know, nothing to do. Just repose in yourself. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Slowly and gradually become aware of your body and surroundings. Take a deep breath in with a big smile and breathe out with a smile. Let the smile percolate to the back of the head. Just imagine back of your head is also smiling. And the whole body is smiling. Another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you may gently open your eyes. Was it good? Me too.
Gurudev, it was 16 minutes. It went like 16 seconds.